session at any analytics conference today, and it's almost certain that the presenter will start by tossing around statistics like 90% of the world's data was created in the last 2 years, or the information base of the world doubles every 11 hours. Then they'll tell you that 80% of all that data is unstructured and measured in zettabytes. The spin is clearly skewed towards what the industry has come to call big data. And it might seem like the mainframe doesn't have a role to play in this space, but nothing could be further from the truth. To understand what that role is, you have to do some research into what's on the minds of people actually trying to use analytics to improve business decisions. In 2012, IBM ran a survey that asked respondents what kind of data they were interested in analyzing using these big data technologies. The number one response by far was transactional data at 72%. Gartner Group's 2013 Big Data Survey asked the same question and got the same answer, transactional data, at 70%. In both surveys, unstructured data, like emails, data from social media sources, got about half as many responses. So even though the world is awash in unstructured data, it's the transactional data that decision makers are focused on right now. And since the mainframe holds the vast majority of that data, it has a real role to play. There are lots of reasons why transactions are being cited as the top data source for analysis. The one that I think best illustrates the role of the mainframe is the move towards real-time analytics. Our last IBM CIO study found companies that were using real-time analytics were 33% more likely to outperform their peers. Why is that? I think it's because they're focused on improving operational decisions, those decisions that are made hundreds of thousands to millions of times a day. Decisions like determining if a payment request is likely to be fraudulent, or if free shipping should be applied to a particular order, or what offer will appeal to a customer at risk of switching to a competitor. These kinds of decisions require extremely low latency and extremely high quality data, meaning that the analytics must be placed as close to the operational data as possible. And that operational data is usually on System Z. To support real-time analytics, we've delivered the ability to drive SPSS predictive scoring analytics directly into the DB2 database on the mainframe. We've moved the analytics to the data. To my knowledge, no other operational database can support predictive analytics in this fashion. We're currently working with an insurance client that handles close to 1 million claims a day as a batch process overnight. They've been wanting to use real-time predictive analytics to refine their ability to detect fraud pre-payment, but their batch window is too tight to tolerate any distributed processing. Our initial work with them on some sample data shows that we can perform this predictive analytics directly on the mainframe with virtually no increase in path length. The client is very encouraged that this technology can help them avoid millions of dollars a year in payment of fraudulent claims. The System Z advantage is not just limited to real-time analytics. More and more we see business analysts wanting to run ad hoc inquiries on live data, and they don't want to have to wait a day or more for those jobs to run. In IT shops, these analysts are called power users because they run the fewest number of queries but consume the most resources. After IBM acquired Netezza, we introduced a Z-specific form of this technology called the IBM DB2 Analytics Accelerator. At IBM's 2013 Information on Demand conference, Scott Davis of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama talked about their focus on these power users and cited a case where a particularly nasty query, one that would take over 24 hours to run in native DB2, was now being completed within 2 minutes after the Analytics Accelerator was installed. Scott showed another example where a 4-hour query was reduced to 3 seconds, a 4,800x improvement, the best I've seen so far. The Analytics Accelerator isn't just about power users, though. Nearly every business does some sort of monthly or quarterly close, and the Analytics Accelerator is proving its worth in improving these standard business practices. Also at IOD, Pam Collar of the Principal Financial Group talked about how the accelerator has reduced the month-end close of their principal units fund from several days to a single day. This integration of analytics more directly into day-to-day business processes means that the analytics systems have to be as available as the business systems that they support. Bad things will happen if a decision needs to be made and the analytics are offline. Business will be lost, customers will get mad, penalties will accrue. We like to refer to this as business critical analytics, and it means that the design of the infrastructure that sits underneath the analytics is as important as the design of the analysis itself. I've already talked about latency and accuracy as reasons for pulling the analytics close to the mainframe data being analyzed. This concept of business critical analytics adds a whole new set of reasons to put those analytics on System Z. Business resiliency, disaster recovery, security, flexible capacity management. These are just some of the characteristics of a superior operational transactional system that can be extended to analytics when the analysis of data becomes a prime-time operation. I have yet to see any competitor that can offer such an integrated transaction and analytics environment. Now let me end by cycling back to all that unstructured data that I talked about earlier. Once you have analysis of your transactional data in place, you'll want to use those additional data sources to refine your results. Transactional data can tell you what happened and even predict what might happen in the future, but it can't really tell you why. Unstructured data often provides this valuable context that can improve decisions. To mine into that valuable data, DB2 for z/OS version 11 contains connectors to the IBM Big Insights product so that you can incorporate insights from big data directly into your transactional analysis. And we continue to work on innovative ways to let you use both structured and unstructured data to improve your business decisions. In our vocabulary, big data means all data. The bottom line here is that business analytics has moved from the back office to the front office, requiring speed and accuracy. To respond to the challenge, we've turned System Z into a hybrid transaction and analytics processing environment. When the data being analyzed originates on System Z, it only makes sense to put the analytics where the data is, instead of moving the data to the analytics. With System Z, you can extend your operational business processes with analytics that are tightly integrated with your source data and deliver superior business decisions. When analytics is business critical, infrastructure really does matter.